You know, there's an element that's absolutely fundamental to our modern world, but it's kind of a silent guardian hiding in plain sight. It protects our tallest buildings, and you're not going to believe this, it's also a microscopic hero working inside your own body. So today, we're pulling back the curtain on the secrets of zinc. Okay, this sounds like the setup for a really weird joke, right? What could skyscrapers, car parts, and your immune system possibly have in common? Well, the answer is zinc. This one single element connects the massive, the mechanical, and the microscopic. And in this explainer, we're going to dive into exactly how it pulls off that incredible balancing act. All right, first up, let's talk about zinc's most obvious role as a true industrial workhorse. I mean, this stuff is the fourth most produced metal in the entire world, right behind iron, aluminum, and copper. And there's a really good reason for that. It's the unsung protector of our modern world. See, steel has a mortal enemy, rust. It's just this constant nagging process of corrosion. So zinc's number one job in the industrial world is to stop rust in its tracks. It basically acts as a self-sacrificing bodyguard for steel through a process we call galvanization. The easiest way to think about galvanization is like giving steel a suit of armor, because chemically, zinc is just a bit more reactive, which means when something's got to go, zinc corrodes first. It literally sacrifices itself year after year, decade after decade to protect the steel underneath. So how do we put this incredible shield on? Well, this multi-layered defense all starts with a nice hot bath of molten zinc. But here's the cool part. This isn't just some paint-on coating. A real metallurgical bond forms, fusing the zinc right to the steel. Then, just by hitting the open air, a tough final layer of zinc carbonate forms on top. It's a shield that's literally bonded to the steel it's protecting. And just how good is that shield? We're talking over 50 years. 50? That's the kind of insane reliability you can build cities on. From the hand railing you grab every day to massive bridges, this one process saves billions of dollars in maintenance and replacement costs. And it's all thanks to that humble layer of zinc. But zinc isn't just a coating for steel, it's also a master of precision all on its own. It has a pretty low melting point and incredible fluidity when it's molten, which makes it absolutely perfect for something called die casting. That's where you force molten metal into molds to create really intricate, complex parts. And hey, don't let that low melting point fool you into thinking it's weak. Just look at this. At room temperature, a standard zinc alloy is actually stronger and harder than common aluminum and magnesium alloys. And that strength comes right out of the mold, which means manufacturers can often skip expensive extra steps. Now here's the real economic kicker. Because zinc melts at a lower temperature, it's way kinder to the expensive steel dies used for casting. This means those tools can last up to 10 times longer than the ones used for aluminum. For anyone making tons of parts, from cars to electronics, that is a massive advantage. So we've seen how zinc builds and protects our world on this huge industrial scale. But believe it or not, all of it pales in comparison to its most critical role. Because the most important work zinc does happens inside every single one of us. So let's zoom all the way in, from the industrial world to the biological one. Zinc isn't just some material we use. It's a nutrient we literally cannot live without. It's what's called an essential trace element, which is just a fancy way of saying our bodies can't make it. We have to get it from our food. And just to give you a sense of how important it is, right after iron, zinc is the most common trace metal in the human body. You've got about 2 to 4 grams of it distributed all over your system, in your brain, your muscles, your bones, your organs, everywhere. But here's where it gets really wild. The sheer scale of what zinc does in our bodies is staggering. It acts as a vital partner, think of it like the key that's needed to start the engine, for over 300 different enzymes. And those enzymes are what drive countless reactions, from your metabolism to repairing your very DNA. And hey, don't just take my word for it. As Healthline puts it, it's needed for the proper functioning of more than 300 different enzymes. Without zinc, hundreds of these fundamental bodily processes just wouldn't work right. It's the master key for a huge part of our body's cellular machinery. And because zinc is plugged into so many different systems, the signs that you don't have enough are incredibly varied. It can be anything from a weaker immune system and wounds that heal slowly, to hair loss, or even skin problems. It just goes to show how deeply integrated zinc is into our day-to-day health. You've probably heard about this one, right? One of its most famous jobs is supporting our immune system. In fact, studies have shown that if you take zinc lozenges right when you feel a cold coming on, you can actually cut how long it lasts by up to a third. That's a direct, measurable boost to your body's defenses. So, on one hand, we have this tough industrial protector, and on the other, this essential life mineral. But the story of zinc, when you get right down to it, is really a story of balance. And when it comes to our health, getting the right amount is absolutely critical. And this brings us to what you could call the zinc paradox. We've seen all the serious problems that happen if you get too little, but too much can actually be toxic. If you go over the daily limit of around 40 milligrams, you could start getting flu-like symptoms. And even more critically, it can block your body from absorbing other essential minerals like copper. It's all about getting that balance just right. And that, right there, is the amazing dual identity of zinc. It's the silent, sacrificial protector of the steel that builds our cities, and at the very same time, it's the essential key that unlocks hundreds of processes that build and protect our very lives. It's a pretty incredible journey, isn't it? From a bath of molten metal to the intricate dance inside our own cells. It really makes you wonder, what other fundamental elements are out there playing these critical, hidden roles all around us and inside of us every single day?